So I've showed you how to make this beaded ornament. It's 3 inches across in size, and today I'm going to show you how to make the miniature version, this little 1.5 inch size ornament. To make this ornament you will need a glass or a plastic ornament 1.5 inches in size, that's from just side to side. You will also need gold seed beads in size 10, and you will also need red beads in size 6. For this project I'm just using a needle that is thin enough to pass through your beads. Just any beading needle will work. And I'm just using regular sewing thread. You'll need at least 1 meter to start with, and then we'll add more as we go if need be. If you work with a piece that's any longer than that, you're going to run into trouble with knots. So now to start, we're going to start with a row of gold beads around the neck of the ornament. Every ornament is different. Yours may be smaller, it may be bigger. So what I want you to do is look at your neck. Just take the top off. Now if you look at your ornament, there are 7 points going around. So what I want you to do is thread on enough gold beads to circle around. Keep it in multiples of 7. So for mine, 35 seed beads work. Okay? If you need more, add more. If you need less, take it away. But remember to do it in multiples of 7. If it's too small, it's not going to work because it won't fit around the neck of your ornament. If it's too big, that's okay, as long as it's not excessively big. But if it's a little loose, that's fine. Just leave it. So what you're going to do is you're going to thread on enough gold beads. In my case, it's 35. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring it down your thread, and you're going to leave about a 3-inch tail. So you have something to work with. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring both ends of your thread together and tie a knot. And basically like you're making a ring for your finger. And then just keep tying. Whoops. There we go. Okay. So just tie a couple more knots till you feel it is safely secured. Now, if we look at this one, take that off, it should be able to fit on there. Okay, so just slip that off and we'll go to the next row. So to hide your tail, what we're going to do is I'm just going to take the tail and just put it between my 2 fingers here just to keep it out of the way. Just find where it comes out. See how it's coming out of these 2 beads here? You're going to go up through those beads. See how your thread just went in there? Now hold the ring where this is coming out and pull. Did you see how the tail kind of went in there? This was moving up. Because we pulled on this, we pulled the knot up. So now the knot is up here when we tied it down here, which is kind of cool. So now our knot is up here and this is our tail. So what we can do is we can take this excess tail and we can cut it off. Okay, so we're going to start off making this first row here of triangles. Going to need 7 gold beads. Just thread those on your needle and let them drop down. Now, because I had 35 beads, I need to make 7 points. So 35 divided by 7 is 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, see where my thread's coming out? I am going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and go through 5. Okay, I'll show you that again. So see how we're coming out of this bead here? We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and come through 5. Okay, and we're going to repeat that. Now if you had to go bigger and you had to do 42 beads around your neck, 42 divided by 7 is 6. So you would count 5 beads and go in through 6. Okay, so my thread is coming out, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to pull. That is my first star tip. Now you're going to want to repeat that. So I have another set of 7 gold beads. Just let it fall down your thread. Okay, see how we come out this bead? We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go through number 5, okay? You can see we skipped the 4 middle beads. Go through, okay? Now go all the way around, repeating that until you come back to the beginning and you have 7 star points. Now if you've come around and there's too many beads here, if there's more than 4 to skip, then you've done something wrong. You've messed up in the count in here, or you've messed up in the count of your original circle. If that's okay. If you're only really off by 1 bead, that's okay, just skip it. Just forget it was there. Just ignore it. It won't make too big of a deal. But if you're off by 3 or 4 beads, that's going to mess up your pattern a bit. So you might want to stop, go back, and find your mistake. So we've got our 6 points, and I've just threaded on my last set of 7 gold beads. And to finish the circle and to step up to the next level, what we're going to do is, just like we did before, we're coming out of this bead, so we're going to skip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you notice, number 5 is where this one comes out. So it comes out here, so we're going to go in behind. We're going to see how we go through that 1 bead. Just pull, and there you go. So now to step up, see how we're coming out of this side? Now we're going to go up through the point of the star, and we're going to come up through the middle. So there's 7 beads in each point, so we're going to come through the middle, which would be the 4th bead. And just pull and make sure everything's nice and snug, nothing's loose, and there you are. Watch your thread. If it's coming out on the upper side here, see how it's coming this way? You're going to work in a counterclockwise fashion and just follow the direction of the thread. If it's the other way, see how it's coming down? You're going to work in a clockwise fashion, and you're going to work this way. Okay, if you're not comfortable working in the way that it is, just flip it and it'll switch. And then work in a position that's comfortable for you. So for the next row, you will need 5 gold beads, 1 red size 6 bead, and 5 gold beads. Just let those fall through on your thread. Now my thread is coming out of this middle bead, so what we want to do is go to the next star tip, and we're going to go through the middle bead, which would be the 4th. So just see how you can count to 4 and find that middle bead. Just go through it, and there you are. Just repeat this all the way around until you have 7 points again. So here I have my 6 points. Here are the beads for my last 7th point. So we're going to do like we did the previous row. We're going to go in through the next point's middle bead, right there. Okay. But now to step up, if you go, see where we went through the bead? Now you're going to go to this bead. See how my thread comes out on this side? We're going to go up through the point. So you're going to go up through the star tip, and we're going to come out the middle bead. Now in this situation, the middle bead is this red one. So I'm going to go make sure I go through that. Okay? There you go. Now you've stepped up and you are ready to start your next row. So for this row, you're going to want 13 gold beads. Just thread them onto your needle and let them fall down. And now we're coming out of this red bead. We're going to go to the next one and go through your middle bead, which is easy to find because it's this red one. So this will be an easy row. You don't have to count. Okay? And just repeat this all the way around till you get back to this red bead. Okay, so I'll show you once again how to finish the row and step up. So remember we said we're going to come through the middle bead, which would be the red one, and that finishes my 7th point. So now we're going to go, staying on this side, we're going to go up through this tip. We're going to come up through the 7th bead. Okay, and pull. So now with this, you're ready to start the next row. For the next row, you will need 7 gold beads, 1 red size 6, and 7 gold beads. Just let them fall down and find where you left off. We're going to go to the next tip and find the middle, which we already know is 7. Pull. Okay? Repeat this all the way around, and then when you get back to the beginning, go through the middle bead and then come out this red bead, and we'll start the next row. So now I finished that row and I've come up through the middle bead and out this red one, and I'm ready to start my next row. What I want you to notice is, if you look at it, we started off with these really big points, and even though we're increasing as we go, the points seem to be getting smaller. They're not actually. All it is we've built it out and now it's kind of standing still, and it's not getting any bigger, it's just getting longer. And what I mean by that, if you were to actually take your ornament and take this cover and put it over, what we're doing is we're building the length to come, because now we've stretched out and now we want to go the length, and then we're going to decrease to close. So in the next couple rows, you're going to notice that these points are going to be really small and they're going to kind of lay on top of each other. And it's going to seem like it's not going to work, but it will, trust me. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add 15 gold beads and just thread them on and let them fall down. And just like we've been doing before, we're going to go to the next point and go through the middle bead, which is easy because it's a red row. So just go through your red bead and come out. Like I said, the rows are going to kind of get a little on top of each other, but we're creating length here. So just repeat this all the way around until you get back, and then come out through the middle bead of this first point, and we'll start the next round. Finished my row and I've come through that red bead and I've gone up that first point. Now we did 15 gold beads, so you want to come out the 8th bead. So if you're like me, you're probably running low on thread. This is all I have left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle off and I'm going to grab my new piece of string. This is my new one and this is my old string. I'm just going to lay them on top. You want a tail about 3 or 4 inches, whatever's comfortable. And all I'm going to do is tie a knot. Just a regular knot. Okay? So you can see it there. Just make sure it's nice and tight. Now, because it's so far away from my work, I'm just going to have to be careful, but that's okay. I'm going to leave my really long tails on, and I'll show you why. So just find the end and thread your needle back on.